we have a little bit of content to watch here. Patch 10.1, the patch we've all been waiting for. Nixxiom has a video out about this. Let's live into the patch hype here. Let's get into the patch hype. I'm excited for the patch. You're excited for the patch. Let's watch a video about why we should be excited for the patch. I think that's a great idea. Here we go. Nixxiom video.
Patch 10.1 Embers of Neltharion is coming to World of Warcraft Dragonflight. And today, we're going to talk about this patch, whether or not it is good, whether or not it is bad. There is certainly a lot of good to be said, but there is also some criticisms to be said too. My friends, we're going to soar on into this new experience, but before we do that, quick shout out to this channel's sponsor, Zygor. It is the perfect World of Warcraft add-on to get before 10.1 drops. If you are somebody that you want the ultimate World of Warcraft guide add-on in terms of leveling, collecting new dragon glyphs, profession
this
guides,
music just makes you want
achievement
to get
guides,
down.
mount farming, gold collecting, you name it, Zygor's got it all. You can check it out completely for free using the link down in the description, and if, by chance, you decide to upgrade one day, use the code Nixxiom for 20% off. Let's talk about 10.1. This patch is packed with a lot of exciting new content and features that are sure to keep players busy for weeks. Let's talk about the highlights, shall we? First of all, the new zone, Zeralik Cavern.
I'm so excited.
Look at this zone. It is incredible. It's a giant underground zone similar to Deepholm. But it's even more massive and awe-inspiring. At least I think so. My favorite thing about this zone, though, is not the art. It's not the bosses. It's not the new races or anything, though. Something that I love as an MMO player is immersion. And one thing that is so cool about Zeralik Cavern is that you do not progress into this zone through a loading screen. You do not get on a boat.
Fly right in, man. It's so cool. So underrated.
Magic island that suddenly appears off of the coast that everybody just wasn't going to for the past year or so. No, this is a zone that you can seamlessly fly into. It's located underneath the Dragon Isles. And
one of the biggest things about WoW when it first came out was no loading screens. And now, you know, when you go to different zones, you kind of have loading screens and things. I always felt like Shadowlands. One of the things that broke immersion was that stupid sperm whale thing that you flew on through the portals. Everything just felt disconnected, like you were constantly going through some shit to get to another spot. This feels like a legitimate open hole in the ground that you just fly into. No loading screen, nothing going on except you on your dragon back entering a new zone. How good is that?
There are various cavern entrances located across the island that allow you to just go straight down into the cavern. I love that. It feels like we've unlocked this zone. Like, it was always there.
You can always go back and play Shadowlands
Inside of
again.
Zeralik Cavern, we're also going to encounter the Niffin. Raise your hand in the comment section if you love moles. Now, let me tell you about mole people, aka the Niffin. They are the newest faction that we are going to encounter, and they are just too cute to handle. And like with all the other factions in Dragonflight, these guys, as you gain reputation with them, you will unlock new cosmetics, dragon riding customizations, and
get those helms, the dragon riding
helms. In my opinion, the faction system in Dragonflight has been one of my favorite things about this expansion. The Niffin are just going to add to this. I'm excited. But what about this other new content? Let's talk about that. Yeah, we're getting new world bosses, but we're also getting a new raid, Aberrus, the Shadow Crucible. This is the former laboratory of Deathwing, the Destroyer, you know, that big dragon from Cataclysm. And we're diving in to see what sort of horrors are waiting inside. We're going to get new tier sets, of course, with this new raid. And the best part is Blizzard is even giving us a brand new system with this raid where killing the final boss on each difficulty for the first time will guarantee a drop of a piece of tier gear.
Baby.
That's really cool. We're going to see big changes to professions, new recipes, new cosmetics, new materials even being added to the game. And
can I just say I've never done professions. Never. I did a little bit of it in Classic back when Classic was WoW, right? Until now. I think, I'll be honest, I think professions and Dragonflight have been a W on Blizzard's part. They've been great. I've been enjoying professions a little bit, and they're keeping it relevant in a cool way. It's been good.
New gear that is going to benefit from 10.1's newest currency system, Flight Stones and Shadow Flame Crests. What the heck are these things? Pretty much as you're doing anything PvE related out in the open world, you will get these flight stones and shadow flame crests, and you can use them to upgrade your gear.
That's right.
This means it doesn't matter what kind of player you are, whether you're just a
doesn't matter,
world
just do
quest
content
enjoyer,
and you'll get them.
a world boss killer, a raider, whatever. Doing any sort of PvE will lead to you getting progressive gear upgrades. That's really cool. Dragon riding is getting updated in 10.1, giving us new ways to enjoy it. There are new glyphs
cool,
and talents
I'm gonna get
to
the
allow
glyphs
you to
right
do
away.
things like generate
Right
vigor
away.
while skimming close to the ground. Plus, there's even new dragon riding drakes to unlock. How cool is that?
Oh, the
We're gonna
Slither Drake
see
is
heirloom
badass.
scaling. Worgen racials are getting changed. There's even more mounts to collect. There's a lot. I think the biggest thing, though, that most people are talking about with this patch is all the cross-faction stuff. I saved the best for last. In 10.1, if you're an Alliance player, you can be in a Horde guild now. If you're an Orc, you can be in an Alliance guild. The World of Warcraft is officially dead. Not in terms of player population and stuff.
Dead
that
game.
whole idea of the Horde and the Alliance fighting each other for territory and control.
It's World
of
of
the world,
Friendcraft
you know,
now.
that sort of bedrock that this game was built on. Now that stuff is gone, dude. In regards to 10.1, in my opinion, this is just mine, I think that 10.1 looks very cool as a patch. I'm excited to play it. I am excited to stream it. I will say, though, that I kind of was expecting something a little bit more from this patch. Yes, there's a lot coming out, but I was hoping deep down that they were going to do something maybe for the early game, because yeah, the end game of Dragonflight, it's really strong right now. It's good, it's solid, but man, for those new players coming in to maybe try, you know, the game for the first time, the early game
Worst
of WoW
part
really
about
sucks,
the game,
which I made a whole video.
Somebody just commented on one of my YouTube videos last night, and I commented back to him about, he said he's a new player who just started playing the game. And he goes, I feel like I don't understand 50% of the game. He just hit cap level. He's like, I just click buttons and things die. I really don't know what I'm doing. I made an entire video titled, I think it's like, WoW's biggest problem about this. Because I do think it is World of Warcraft's biggest problem is the new player experience. And I went into in-depth about how I think Recruit a Friend should be merged with a mentorship program. There is like a little mentorship program in the game right now, but they need to merge them together, have people signing up for it, and once somebody is enrolled in mentorship, they team up with the new player, and bam, you're in the Recruit a Friend system. Right? Sam can relate. Yeah, I've been a new player to this game since 2005. I still don't know what I'm doing. So imagine somebody who just started playing. It's a rough one.
Which I'll link at the end of this one if you guys want to watch it. Early game is really bad in WoW right now, and Blizzard needs to do something about it. I don't know. I just thought Blizzard might do something.
Hardest part about Recruit a Friend for WoW players? Number one, having friends. Just saying. IRL friends, it's not something many WoW players have. I can relate.
A little bit more rather than just more of the same, because that's what 10.1 is. I'm not saying that's a bad thing, but really, like, what's the new thing coming out in 10.1? We're getting a new zone. All right, we've had that before. New raid. Okay, we're getting a new faction. All right, we've already got those. Some upgrades to dragon flying, so on and so forth. There's a lot of people that are not giving Dragonflight a chance because they're not really that impressed with it so far, and this patch is not really giving us anything new to make
I think
you
people
say,
are hesitant
that's a really
to pay the money to get in. And you know, so first off, Blizzard's doing a free trial. Blizzard's doing 40% off the game, but most importantly, third, Sam is giving away an epic edition of Dragonflight this week. That's right, just get in here and type enter, ! Enter in the chat, and you'll be entered to win. Get your free Dragonflight. Get in here and start playing. Winner announced on May 5th. Come on.
Feature. I gotta dive
no
in
excuse
and I
to
gotta
not
check
get in
that
anymore.
out right now. It's not really giving us anything like that. It's just kind of giving us what we had before, but a new version of it in the form of a new zone and everything. And I admit, that's a little disappointing. Not like overwhelmingly disappointing or anything. So I think that's just a small observation. I don't think it's going to deter any of us from playing 10.1. It's certainly not going to deter me. But I think that if Dragonflight is really going to go down as a solid, awesome expansion,
Star Wars
like
music playing, that's for sure.
Legion, Wrath, and so on, it needs to slowly, throughout its patch patch cycle introduced some new features that we haven't seen before that were not present at launch. Yeah, you could say the whole like Shadow Flame Crest system for upgrading gear is a new system, and it is true. I mean, I really think it's a cool idea.
I mean, honestly, the whole Mythic Plus system is pretty much new for this patch. It's the first time they're trying some new stuff with Mythic Plus. We'll see how this season goes.
Like that before.
Last season was a rough one.
Give us player housing, Blizzard. It's been years.
Yeah.
Like, come on. You gotta give it to us eventually. All right, you know,
give it to the people. I could care less about player housing.
The one thing that I will
honest.
say, the biggest praise that I can give to 10.1 is this: it really looks like a patch where Blizzard looked at all the feedback ever since Dragonflight came out and said, okay, let's re-release Dragonflight in a sense, like new content, all the same stuff again with the first patch, but let's make it even more solid. Let's introduce a currency system where any sort of PvE content you do, it allows you to upgrade your gear. Let's get those profession changes in there. Let's do more to the dragon riding system to make it even more fun. Let's mess with the heirlooms a little bit, and so on and so forth. I think that, from my impression of this patch so far, is the best thing about 10.1.
Yeah, I think so too.
It's what we've gotten so far with Dragonflight, but it is more solidified, more refined even. Now, I know there's going to be several people that are going to ask in the comments section what I think about the whole cross-faction guild stuff, all the cross-faction malarkey that Blizzard is bringing into WoW. I
actually think there's not enough cross-faction stuff going on, because right now, to be in a cross-faction guild, you have to either be Battle.net friends or be part of a community, a cross-faction community, to be invited. And there's still things, even if you're in the same guild, some world content that you still can't do. I'm sure they're going to take down those barriers eventually, but right now it's still like kind of borderline cross-faction. It's like they're just putting the tip in. That's it. Just the tip right now of cross-faction. Eventually we're going to go all the way. Eventually we're going balls deep, but right now, not yet.
Have a solid
it's a start though
this,
it's a start,
because my thought process, and I know some people are, you know, gonna take this the wrong way, and I don't mean this in like a negative sort of way, but I don't really treat the modern game
Tundra, that's what Alliance Pride In is for
anymore. Like, gone are the days of that Warcraft
showing your collections though would be
cool when it comes to World of Warcraft. When you play classic WoW in terms of its lore, its storytelling, its setting, and so on, it's completely different to the modern game. So
it is.
I kind of treat the modern game like it's something entirely different, if that makes sense. And I've actually found a lot more enjoyment playing the game like that, rather than expecting it to be like classic WoW and TBC and Wrath, but just a modern day version of all of that. But that's just me as someone who's played the game since 2005, and I've watched this game change so much over the years.
Sure has changed.
Maybe the cross-faction stuff is going to be incredible. It's going to blow people's minds. It's going to bring so many new people to the game. People are going to love it because people hate the whole World of Warcraft thing, the Horde and the Alliance fighting each other. I don't know.
It's World of Friendcraft,
like I said.
We'll find out
what people think. I'm curious to see what I think about it, because you better believe that I'm going to take my Orc Warrior and I'm going to get him into a guild with a bunch of hot Night Elf babes.
Oh, yeah.
Let me tell you what.
That's
so,
right.
guys, with all that said, I will see you guys in patch 10.1. I will be streaming it on Wednesdays and Saturdays here on YouTube. Stay cool.
Oh, yeah, great video. Great video. Super hyped for the for this whole patch. It's going to be great. How could you not be hyped? If you're not hyped for this, you don't have a pulse, man.